All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
Good evening, everyone. This is your host, yours truly, Dr. Fabulous. And tonight we are coming to you with some hot off the press. Does age really make a difference in a relationship? So, as I stated, I am your host of Upscale Love for You, and I'm going to turn it over now to my co host, none other than Dr. Feelgood.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dr. Feelgood, the man with the smooth face, full of bass, and always in the place. Just got off knee replacement surgery, so don't feel sorry for me because I'm good, as you can see. Now I'm going to talk to my favorite girl, Miss Chocolate Pearl. Go ahead, Chop.
Hey, y'all. It's Miss Chocolate Pearl, your favorite girl. I'm here to let you know that I'm going to rock your world with the topics tonight because I have a lot of interest in this. Father God, I wish that everything would be okay and everything that's going to be said is going to be said according to you, Father God. Yes. I'm ready for this. This is my last show for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to do it, and I'm handing it over to my girl, Honey Drop Seductive.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? You know, this is Dr. Seductive, the lady who is just as sweet and thick as honey. Tonight's topic is sure to be a treat, so sit back, enjoy, and get ready to feast on these seductive drops of honey.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Those of you who are joining us for the very first time, don't let this be your last time joining Upscale Love for You. And the purpose for Upscale Love for You is formulated to entertain, educate, and facilitate self help, self love, and everything you want and wish to know about love and relationships. You know what? It's also for dating and married people, etc., etc. Upscale love is everything, all in between. Whether you are actively seeking directions or looking for a way to pass the time or genuinely looking for a good conversation, Upscale Love is here for you. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. And here we go. Good evening, good evening. So, can you all hear me? Okay, because all of a sudden my mic went out. But okay, so we're going to get started. And in the chat box, I would like for you to tell me how old is too old when you're dating if you're under the age of 30 through 40. How old is too old for you to date someone? If you'll just type it in the chat box for me. And the next question is, how old is too young if you're over the age of 50? How old is too young if you're over the age of 50? Just type it in the chat for me. Now, remember, if you're under the age of 40, I need you to tell me how old is too old. If you're over the age of 50, I want to know how young is too young. Okay, well, we got some answers. Now, I feel so bad because it was a young man in at 8 o'clock sharp. And I told him that we started 8:30, and I don't see Travis, but Travis was here at 8 o'clock. My apologies, Travis. If you hear me, please come back on because I wanted to ask you a couple of questions in particularly. But
He'll be back on. That was the cap. That was the captain. He was on our show before.
okay, well, if you got his number, text him and tell him to come on because we ready, set to go. Okay, so I see. I'm gonna start with Dr. Seductive. Help me out here. Are you saying that if you're 30 to 40, 10 plus years is too old to date?
I just think 10 plus years at any age, plus or minus 10,
Okay.
is that's just a boundary for me because
For-
they have to be closer to my age than they are to my mom or to my oldest daughter. And my mom is exactly 20 years older than I am, and my daughter is 21 years younger than I am. So, of my real age, not my 30 line age, my real age. So I have to keep it in those parameters because I feel like if they're under my daughter's age, like if they're closer to my daughter's age than to mine, they might have more in common with my daughter or my mom than they have with me, as far as
Got
like generational type things, right?
I got you.
Okay, because I
And
can't talk to them about Three's Company if they like 30, because they don't even know what that is.
correct. And then if they're so much older,
Correct.
then you lose some like
They can't talk to
I
me about some stuff.
and God forgive me. I always say this. I'm 58, but I never date anyone 5 years older, definitely. I will go 7 years younger, but I would
Mm.
never go 5 years older because it's just something about that olderness that just get to me. When they start talking about Johnny Taylor and that other man that sings Stand Up in It, I just can't even get down with it. So I know that that's a bad thing. And I'm not even a cougar. I don't even have cougar traits. But
Oh,
what I will
I could
say,
take a little cougar cub, for,
no,
take him
I
in
don't
for a
want
little
no
ride,
because
maybe
I don't
breastfeed him a
have
little
to
while and then
train
let him go.
nobody up, right? I don't want to have to train them. But if they're, and I always say this, if they're mature in their own right, then we can hang. We can possibly hang and do some things. Let me put that proper on some things. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, as far as myself, older has just never been my cup of tea, and everybody got to sip and drink what they like.
Hello.
Okay. So with
I agree.
Anson, I'm coming for you,
Chocolate Pearl has
Anson.
her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. Chocolate Pearl, my apologies. Go right ahead.
Well, I am currently dating somebody 12 years older than I am, but
Mhm.
he got more spunk than I do. He got more get up and go than I do. He likes to party, he likes to have fun. He's not a couch potato. He's always on the go. So I think I might have lucked out, possibly. But I've also dated somebody 15 years younger than I am, and he couldn't keep up. So with saying that, it all depends on who you with. It's the personality. It's not just the age, because I'm 53 and a lot of people think I'm much younger than what I am.
Well,
I
I
don't
got my old look on tonight because I'm wearing my little turban thing. But when I get it tight and right, you can't tell this 58, baby, because they say black don't crack, and I haven't
right,
even started
right,
chiseling. So
right. But
And
answer, am I correct? When you first met me in person, did you think that I was 53 years old?
No, I didn't. I thought you
Yeah,
was in the
I don't
20s.
act, I don't look, and sometimes I don't feel that. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes them little
yeah,
aches and pains kick in when if I sat too long. But
right.
after that, the juices start to flow and it gets a little bit better. But it all depends on that person's attitude and behavior and just their whole persona of how they live life. There's some
Right.
people who are 65 who are actually living 65. But like I
Mhm.
said, the gentleman that I am currently dating does not act like he's 65. He
okay.
acts much younger than I do, and not just mentally, but physically.
Right. That's
All
awesome.
right.
That's awesome.
That's
I always
great.
say that I'm 39. I've been 39 for a very long time. But these knees are 52. Okay,
Right,
don't
right.
get it twisted. The knees are 52. All right, they aged a lot more than I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you know what? I'm proud of my age, and I'm proud of who I date of those particular ages. Until I
Amen.
realize
I
now,
agree.
if I start dating you and you start acting like an old man before it's your time, because I've
Mm,
dated people who are younger than me, not just 15 years younger than me, but I'm talking about maybe 2 or 3 years younger than me, and they act like old men.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, you're only 50. Dude, you're only 45. You're
Right.
46. And I act much younger than them, or my persona is much younger than theirs is. And I actually get up and go. Don't get me wrong now, when I'm working and I sit down on my tail for a couple of hours and then I finally get up, the hips hurt and the knees are cracking. But once the juice is flowing, I'm good to go. But it's still the fact that if you act your age, you're gonna be your age.
Yes, that's true. That is
So it
absolutely
all
true.
depends on who the person that you're dealing with. Like I said, the one I'm dealing with now, he I left him at the bar to come here. You know what I'm saying? He's still chilling at the bar. So it's just it's a matter of who you're dating. So I understand what you're saying, that Dr. Fabulous, that you don't date certain ages or over a certain age, and you
Mhm.
don't date under a certain age. But to me, it depends on that person. That, like I said, if you see him and just look at him and you hang out with him, you would say, "Oh, you 65?"
Mm.
And there's some.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I would like to welcome everyone here again. Adrienne, welcome back, girl. I've been following you on Facebook and all your travels. Can you hear me, Adrienne? Can she hear me, Miss Bryan? Well, I guess she can't hear me, but
Yeah. Hold
you've been
on.
doing some traveling, girl.
Yes, I have. And I'm actually, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Well, honey,
I have. And I'm actually away, but this is a good time it's not one of those run all over the place. So I can relax since my girls are down to dinner and I'm like, this is interesting.
Well, I'm so glad to have you back. I said some of the places you've been, I said, I'm gonna travel with her. I got to catch up with her so I can travel with her. And Yvonne, welcome. Mr. Marcus, welcome back. Kay, can you hear me, Kay? Okay, well, I guess Kay can't hear me. But Adrienne, while I'm
No,
talking to
I'm
you.
sorry. I can hear you. It took me a minute to find my unmute.
Oh, okay. My
Good
apologies.
evening.
Good evening. I was getting ready to ask Adrienne, what is the oldest individual that you would date as far as in age? Not in spirit, but old as in age, the number.
I don't have a number because I don't necessarily think, I mean, probably I have a number only because I'm like, if they're too close to my parents' age, that's probably too old. So I'm probably thinking maybe like, I don't know, 60, 64, 65, because then I'm like, geez, that's like too
Okay.
close to my parents' age. But I don't
How old
know
are you?
if I have a number. I don't think, I think it's just a personality, and I think it just depends on if you feel like it's a match or isn't a match, but I don't have a number. I think younger, I have a number. Because that's, again, like if you're too close to my daughter's ages, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be dating anyone 25 or 30. So I feel like there's definitely probably, there's some limits, but it's not like I'm limiting based on just personal factors more so than that particular like person, where, which I feel like if you go by the person, I don't necessarily think there should be a limit, but there can be. If your personalities don't match, that's going to be an issue.
Okay. Well, the next thing I would like to say, and I'm going to start with the ladies first. Ladies first, I'm going to ask, are there any advantages when dating first a younger person? Ladies, are there any advantages when dating a younger man? Anybody can speak. It's all open. Miss
Now,
Collins.
I, I
Okay, go
find
ahead.
I find that sometimes older men have problems with their libido
No. We're
and
talking
keep
about younger men. What are the
that's why
advantages?
let me finish. Let me finish, please.
Okay.
I find that older men have problems with their libido, but younger men usually do not. And so an advantage would be that they're younger and they have less problems in that area.
Okay. So
I
it's the
disagree.
libido.
I
I
said
dis-
that's my personal experience, I'm just saying. Because I done ran into some younger ones that had the problem too. So
yeah, exactly. That's
just
what I was
saying.
gonna say. You have, I think it's based on that person. Like for
So
instance,
there's no advantages when dating a
to me,
younger
it
man?
really isn't. You would think it is, but it really isn't. I, in my experience, there are younger people who underestimate older women. They don't realize that older women sex drive is higher than younger women, believe it or not.
See, I'm trying to keep my poker face. I'm trying to keep that poker face. Okay.
And the reason why I say that is when you're okay, if you're married, it changes because and it changes because of complacency. When you're complacent, it gets boring, so you don't want to deal with it. Oh, it's the same routine. But when you're single and you're an older woman, your sex drive is extremely high.
You hot
And
as fire.
huh? You
I
said
say
what?
you hot as fire.
Hot as fire,
That's
okay?
right.
Because you know there's going to be something different. It's going to be a different experience than being with the same person who's complacent. I'm going to use Anson for example. If I was with Anson, we're probably, our sexual drive would be like rabbits. Versus the age of my brother, no shade, bro, because I don't know your love life. It may not. If I was with him on a regular basis, consistently, as in a marriage, it would get a little dull. So
Well, how
it's.
do you know that? You might have to bring some
I
sparks.
experienced it. I experienced it. Trust and believe. I experienced it when I was married. I was married for 23 years. It got mundane to the point where we were making appointments.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I can't say that because my husband was 9 years younger than me. So it
Right,
was
but
like heaven on earth.
when I'm saying I'm 7 years younger than my ex-husband, but when you get complacent in a marriage, now if you have a little, if your marriage is to the point where you always trying to make something different, do just something different, liven it up, then that you exclude it from the situation. But I want to say 95% of marriages get complacent and mundane, and they get used to that, doing that with that same person. Yeah, a lot of them are happy because hey, you home, you taking care of home, taking care of a house. Okay, I'm happy with it. That what turns me on. But there are some people who have a sex drive to where they have to be entertained sexually, and you can't entertain sexually when you're in a complacent relationship. So, like for instance, if I was with Anson and Anson, hopefully I'm not using you as a, in a negative way, but if I was with Anson,
Right on point.
because he's a sexual person, it will be different and it'll be exciting each time. Okay. And he's much younger than I. So his sex drive will be high because he consistently wants it. But he may be underestimating this older woman.
Right.
And I can keep up with him because of my sex drive is extremely high. But what
Until
they
your
do
check
is,
needs light come on and your check back light come on.
yeah, but you know what? You have what's the word I'm looking for?
Pillows.
You have vices to deal with that. But however, like I said, I dealt with a young man who was 15 years younger than I was. And it was fun. But when it really got down to where we can really do some stuff, I wore him out. And he even said that I underestimated you because you were older than me.
Okay. All right. So is there anyone else want to tell me an advantage of a younger man? Because if not, we're going to go on to, are there advantages when dating an older man? So Dr. Fabulous is going to step all the way back from that because I've never done that. So is there anyone at this present time dating an older man that would like to share some advantages, or is there anyone that has dated an older man that would like to share some advantages? And I would like to hear from Yvonne or Dawn or Bridget, Kay, somebody. We're gonna come to you, Chocolate Pearl, because we know you got that 65 daredevil.
You know, I have the experiences that other people may not experience.
Okay.
You know, but if there's somebody else out there to have it, I would love for them to share that.
Yes. Is there anyone, ladies?
Okay, got her hand up, Kay.
Go ahead, Kay, give it to us.
Hey, so I think it's advantages and disadvantages to both. When I was younger, believe it or not, I dated a lot older than me. Well, the oldest I say was about.
What was that advantage when you dated when you were younger and you dated?
I don't know.
Older?
Sometimes when you're younger, you dealing with an older guy. You know, they're a little more established. They are, you know, knowledgeable. They've been out there. They experience things like that. They're a little different where they, I don't want to say they take care of you more, but more look out a little on a different level. Like, you know, if I come somewhere, let me, you know, I'm gonna put gas in the car, make sure you get here safe, you know, make sure you good. You don't sometimes find that with the younger gentlemen. But then when I moved down south, I get the same. A lot of people don't think I'm the age that I am. So I was starting to get a lot of younger guys, you know, and it's just, I think it's hard to really group it in one category. That's why I'm not opposed to either or. For me, it's like 10 either side. I will go 10 years younger or 10 years older. I won't go anything beyond that because my thing is like what I think Dr. Seductive mentioned, my kids, because I have a son who's in his 20s. That's like off limits for me.
Yeah.
So I won't go beyond like 34. But the advantages, so now fast forward to me being in my 40s. So older men, they're cool and they laid back, you know, and that's kind of more where I am now. So that fits me a little better. So I guess it's just what fits you and fits your lifestyle. But like someone else said, I think Chocolate Pearl, that some of these older guys are just a little too old, like acting a little too old, and they're really set in their ways. So that's to me the disadvantage of an older man. Is really set in their ways. A younger guy, I do like someone who is spontaneous and would be open-minded to trying different things, new things. So it's just I don't know. It's like a catch-22. Is, you know,
it's in the person.
Really, it is. It's really because I see some older men in their 50s that are looking really good. Like she said, in shape.
Talk about it.
Dressed on point.
Yes.
And you know, got their thing together, settled, and you know,
okay, you know, you're gonna see a lot of them at the old Frankie Beverly and Mays concert.
You know, I'm trying to go to catch me one.
Hello.
You know, that's where they are going to definitely be.
In all honesty, I actually want to go that route and try to date an older guy, older than me. I think just things I've been through in my situation, I feel like yeah, I want to try that route.
Okay, when you say you want to try that route, how older do you feel that you want to go?
I would go up to 55. I'll be 45 this year.
How old, say it again, how old you would be?
I will be
40.
45 this year in a few
Okay,
months.
so it's a 10-year difference,
Right. So I will go up to 55. I would date a guy 55 and you know.
Okay. All right. All right, ladies. We talked to the men. We talked to the ladies. I'm gonna jump over to my men. Men, I need to know, what are some of the pluses with dating a younger woman, and what are some of the advantages when dating an older woman? I'm gonna start with Dr. Feelgood, and then I'm gonna come to Marcus. So Marcus, get ready, Mr. Marcus.
Good evening. The advantages of dating a younger woman. If I was at my current age now, younger than me is 47, 48. The
Oh,
advantages
you're
are
57. How old are
55.
you? You're 55.
55. I'll be
Okay.
56 this year.
Okay.
I
And so
would
what's your youngest?
well, my youngest would
No.
probably be,
What's your youngest you would date?
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. My youngest would be approximately 36 and older 65. 36, they're still, they still have some youth in them, less likely to check knees and less going through so many dates
You can check the
without.
these together, bro.
But
Oh
but
yeah,
they can
I
have
got a new
babies
one though.
though.
Yes,
No,
but I can't.
but I'm just saying
August the
they can.
1st, 1996. Your boy's factory's
Oh.
closed. So if they have a baby, it's going to be Hercules, Jesus, or Gilgamesh or something like that. But no, the problem with the problem with dating younger girls, and I know you didn't say that yet, but you're going to, is that a lot of the younger women are stunted emotionally.
Mm.
They may 35 in age, but they're acting 18, 19 in mentality.
Yeah.
And they're easy to scorn. They're hard to get to understand where you're coming from. And they're the first full generation Z, and the millennials are the first generation that were raised by the single parent issue, latchkey kid syndrome. So they were raised to be basically independent, strong and independent. And that's not, an older woman has sense to know they live some life. They got what they needed. And if you're not trying to feel them, then y'all gonna be more apart than together. But the young ones, the problem, the libido is out of the world, but but it's the other stuff that I just I don't deal with foolishness.
What's up? You talking about for older
You
people?
mean drama?
No,
Younger
Yeah,
women.
yes,
Women,
younger women.
younger women come with drama. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. A lot of them like that. Like a lot of them seem to get serotonin off of the up and down emotions.
Okay.
Because remember last week a couple weeks ago I was talking about how a lot of women conflate, um, security with boredom. They conflate they conflate confidence with boredom. They conflate just basically being respectable and not being controversial. They equate that with being boring. So when the guy is not giving them what they want, they'll emotionally start fights. They'll do stuff try to get him off his frame, and that's what I don't like. Most women 45 and up are not about games.
Right.
They want to be, they just want to be treated right.
Right.
But that's what I meant.
Okay. So you covered your young and your old, Dr. Feelgood?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Mr. Marcus, are you with me? Mr. Marcus done backed out on me. And Mr. Anson done fell asleep.
No, I'm here.
You here, Mr. Marcus?
Yes. My cutoff would be 40, and as far as like low age, and the high age would be probably about 60.
May I ask your age, Mr.
I was
Marcus?
about to ask that.
48.
You're 48.
Okay.
So you will go 8 years younger and 10 years older.
12.
Did he? I thought he said,
60.
Yeah, I'll be 49 on New Year's.
okay, all right then. So tell me the pluses for dating a younger woman, and then you can go in to tell me the plus or the advantages of dating an older woman.
I actually I've only ever gone down 3 years, but if I had to pick a hard stopping point, 40 would be it. Typically, my it's not that I sought out older women. They just happened to meet them, we mesh, and then find out later because as you said, black don't crack. And find out later that they what I thought was my age might end up being 10 years older than me, or 5 years older.
So did that make you feel like I can't do this just because of her age?
The younger, I typically stay away from pups.
No. I'm saying with older women, you said you would
Oh
go
no,
out
no.
with them?
No, it's never been an issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
Okay.
If
Well,
as a matter of fact, it ended up being the preference.
all right. For the older, you better
Yeah,
say
and
something.
no, I don't have it, and no, I don't have an Oedipus complex.
Okay. All right then. Thank you for that.
Well,
Well, with that,
Marcus, darling, I'm 52.
okay. All
Sorry, I
right.
had to put that in there. Sorry.
Anson was nodding off on me. So of course I want to hear from Anson. And then after Anson, I'm going to turn this show over to the one and only Dr. Seductive. So Anson, come on and give me your take on that. Young women, older women.
Well, as I stated earlier in the previously, I have been given the nickname of Cougar Meat, so I guess I would be having a older preference because I would say that
He ain't here for you. I'm sorry.
that ain't what I've heard. But
No, I'm saying she's not on. I'm sorry. She's dealing with family. She had condolences, a death in her family, so she won't be on for a couple of weeks. So
I'm sorry.
Who's
you're gonna have to deal with another cougar. You got to deal with
Who is
another.
this? Who are
But,
you all talking about?
I would say
Tracy
that I would have to strongly disagree with what Dr. Feelgood said earlier about younger women versus older women because from my experience, older women have just as much drama as young women.
Oh.
That's where the young women get the drama from.
Mm.
Older women stirring up the drama, and the younger women thinking that they can. That's what they have to do. So I'm talking from experience here that younger women get this drama mentality from older women that don't have their stuff together.
Oh, okay. You see, I was making them faces.
We're just trying to get an understanding.
I
I
was
think
like
we
my
got
daughter.
it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. But you said that the ones that don't have their stuff together. Okay, because I was like, I don't like drama. I don't deal with drama very well. I shut down. If I don't shut down, then I hit 102.5 seconds flat. I don't deal with drama very well. Ask my brother, ask my siblings. I don't deal with drama very well. Either I shut down or I go off.
There's a lot of older women that think that that's the way to be, and they teach young women to do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And young women grow up thinking that, well, I have to be difficult to get what I want.
Right.
And that's not the right kind of way to have that mentality.
But Anson, do you realize that those women that you say that are older women that don't have their stuff together, those are ones has never had a solid relationship.
Usually.
I'm serious, those are the ones who have not been married or have not been in a long-term relationship to where they're constantly going through some issues with the person that they're dealing with, and they're reflecting that upon the younger generation. And so that younger generation only sees single women who are constantly single, who do not know what a true relationship is. Because you're going to have some ups and downs in any relationship you're in. You can still call that relationship a beautiful relationship, but you're going to have some disagreements, and that's a part of having a relationship. Some people don't understand that, and that could be their mentality, and that's why they're single on a regular basis. So when you say that, I like the fact that you did say that these are women who don't have their stuff together. These are women who don't have their stuff together, that's never really had a relationship that was sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, me, Dr. Fabulous, Dr. Seductive, I believe Nikki as well, that I can probably speak upon, who had a solid relationship at one time and now do not have the drama, or can cipher, decipher from what they want to deal with and what they don't want to deal with. There are some people who are past my age who still deals with drama because they never had a significant relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that could be why. So I only reason why I'm saying that, because I want you to know the difference. I know Dr. Fabulous, I know
I just don't deal with it.
Myself, have my stuff together. We were married at one point, so we know what a relationship should look like. And we don't deal with the drama.
Right.
We don't install drama onto someone else who is younger. We try to build them up. I have a daughter who's 26 years old, going through some stuff, and I'm there for her, but I do not install in her, well, you should have done that, you should have. I just listen.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be.
That's the best thing to do.
Because sometimes it's just, they need to get it out. They can think for themselves and they can think what they're going to go through. They just need a backboard to get it out.
To listen,
But there are other people who don't choose to do stuff like that and listen. And they just want to add, oh yeah, I wouldn't take that. Oh, I wouldn't do that. That's why married women should not hang out with single women. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't experience the same thing. What you would do as a single woman, you can't do as a married woman. When you are in a marriage, you just can't let it go because you have an attitude. But when you're in a insufficient relationship, you can let it go anytime you want to. Hey, look, oh, what? You gonna act like that? Okay, it's done. Block.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where you get the drama from. So I just want you to know the difference. And when you're saying, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but I wanted you to know the difference in a person who got their stuff together and the person who don't. And a person who's have experienced a real relationship and a person who hasn't. And that's why you get that drama.
And just to piggyback on what Chocolate Pro was saying, I talked to a guy recently, and he was saying that he'd been married for I think 10 or 12 years, but his wife's mom, or his ex-wife's mom, kept giving her advice, and he said, I don't understand why she listened to her mom, because her mom had been married 4 times. And he said the problem in our marriage was that she tried to use sex as a weapon, right? Taking it from me or whatever, to kind of make me behave or whatever. But he said, but I should have known differently when I went to their first family function and I was the only man there. Like, it was all women. And I was like, that was a clue there.
That was a clue.
That was a big clue.
That he said, yeah, but I was younger. I didn't really think about that at the time. But nobody there besides their male cousins or whatever. But none of the women had
was married or had a significant other
in their in at this particular family function or whatever he went to. He said, so maybe I should have taken a clue from that. And I was like, yeah. And so sometimes
what I was saying last week about Steve Harvey. I'm not going to take relationship advice from a man that have 4 failed marriages.
That's
exactly.
right.
But I mean, and I told him, well, in her defense, she's probably asked her mom for advice on several things, and maybe that other advice was okay, but her mom, she she didn't look at it logically, like, why would I ask my mom for, you know, advice about marriage when she's been married 4 times? She didn't really think about it like that because, you know, we go to our parents for all kinds of things, right? You know, money advice, uh, advice about how to raise our kids, and et cetera, et cetera. So probably just distinguishing that didn't occur to her or whatever. So
I just want to say real quick, Dr. Fabulous, you are definitely giving me Georgia vibes looking at you tonight.
What you mean?
You give me Georgia vibes. You know who Georgia
What is
is.
Georgia vibes? Tell me. I thought you was about to say I look like your Wayne Candy.
My grandmother, Georgia. You give me Georgia vibes right now.
Looking just like her.
Yes.
I know. I
yes.
know. Between her and Aunt Candy. But okay, you all, I thank you so much for participating with my set of questions. I'm going to roll it over to that old honey drip, Dr. Seductive. It's all on you, Dr. Seductive.
well, thank you. My first question is, does age really make a difference? I've heard a couple people say, like Marcus said, he just seems to click with older women. He doesn't seek them. The people that he just clicks with are older. So does age really make a difference, or not?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Why do you say that, Anson?
Because you have to connect with whoever is on your maturity level.
But
You
does that
have
mean but is that an age thing? Because sometimes you may have a really mature 34-year-old and a very immature 44-year-old. So does the chronological age really make a difference? Or is maturity what you're looking for? Someone who's on
this
the same
makes a
maturity
difference
level.
because your age dictates what you have the opportunity to go through. So if I'm talking to someone that's 50 years old, then she's had much more experience than someone who's 25 or 30.
Not necessarily.
But time, yes, time does. She lives longer. Like
It doesn't mean she's had more experience, though.
she's had 20 more years of experience. And whatever happened in those 20 years will dictate those experiences. Now, that same 30-year-old could have had the same experiences, but the 20-year-old might have experienced it multiple times and became better, more equipped of dealing with it.
Okay.
Than say someone who is 30 years old that only dealt with it one time briefly. You know, so age does matter. I think
Anybody
that's
else?
why I got the name Cougar Meat, because I've clicked so much with older women.
Ooh, we're gonna name you Cougar Cub. I like that a whole lot better than Cougar Meat. Meat just sounds so nasty. Kay, talk to me.
So I think age matters to a degree. I think who you find love and happiness with, you shouldn't shut it out because they may be, you know, a certain age over or younger than you. However, I do still think I feel like it should be, you still should have some kind of boundaries. Like it should be in reason. Because when you think about it, if age doesn't matter, now what a 50-year-old man, I just don't feel, or woman, what are you going to do with an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old? Like that's to me not in, and I know people do it, but you know, and that's not in reason to me. Like that's a little stretch, you know. What is it that you really, are you in lust or are you in love when you're talking about someone with that big of an age gap? Women who are in their 30s, come on, and you with a 70-year-old man, and a lot of men can still reproduce at that age, and you're having a baby with a 70-year-old man, like that, come on, like age
what
matters.
are the chances of him living to the kids out of hospital?
Right. Age matters in certain circumstances. Also, you have to think about it as we become older, things happen, you know, with us, with our health, things of that nature. And so when you have that big gap, you know,
Right.
do people think about that? That there may come a time when if you 30 and I'm 50, well, as I get older and start approaching 60, 65, maybe I can't do as much, you
Right.
know, as I could. So, you know, I just, and I'm not one to say, I'm not saying, you know, everybody has, what's the age range that is okay, but I think for everybody, I just think it has to be some common sense and reason behind it.
Right.
Behind it.
Because if you 50 and you dating an 18-year-old, yeah, they legal, but they ain't legal.
Right. And that makes me question.
know?
Exactly. And that makes me come on, like, what is this really about? You know,
Right.
because they haven't, like you said, lived yet. That's a baby still.
Right. Okay. I get it. Anybody else want to answer that question?
Age matters.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Anson, I'm gonna give you this next question.
Okay.
Do younger men really like cougars?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. We do for
Why?
various reasons. Well, for one, I mean the same reason why you would like someone that's your age or younger. Attraction. You know,
Okay.
that's the number one thing always. And then from what I've experienced, that cougars are typically more willing to please.
In
You
what
know,
way?
in the ways that cougars typically want to leave a lasting impression to where you want to think about them.
Okay. And how do they do
Yeah.
that?
Various ways. You got some women that, you know, they can put it down, and they know they can, so that's they claim to fame. And but that can go for younger or older women.
Right.
They make a good pot of greens and neck bones.
Older women, from what I've experienced, typically want to do something that's going to please you as a person.
Okay.
So whatever pleases you, whether it's sexually, whether it's acts of service, you know, typically those are more goes along with cougars, because the
Okay.
young woman don't care about fleecing you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They only care about pleasing you as much as their pleasure is concerned.
Okay. Mr. Marcus, you said you usually dated older women, maybe not in the cougar sense, but what attracts you, what is attractive to you about an older woman?
I guess it's not so much you know, like I said, seeking out an older woman. It's more about, so I'm a sapiophile. I'm attracted to smart people. It's a mindset for me.
I had to say, all right, Mr. Marcus, where you located?
In Maryland.
Oh,
that's my neck of the woods.
Flights go there. Flights go there.
Yeah,
but
anyway.
I'm originally from Atlanta.
Okay, when you coming home, baby? Oh, sorry. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Let's see. Are there any women in the group that are cougars that have dated, you know, younger men? I know Chocolate Pearl shared a little bit about her experiences. You know, what do you think attracted him to you? You know, I know he thought something that wasn't true, but what else do you think attracted him to you?
Because of my age and how I want to say sophistication. I acted my age, mature. I didn't act like a child. I didn't want to deal with drama and all that other good stuff. So that attracted him to me.
Okay.
And he's actually said that. He says that, you know, you're not these young girls that, like Anson say, got all the drama and all that other stuff. I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and all that other good stuff. And I stood my ground of what I wanted and what I didn't want, and he liked that. And we actually had really good conversations because I guess the level that he was on, he vibed better with an older woman.
I know for me, it's been, well, they always think I'm younger than what I am anyway. But once they find out how old I am, this is like, well, and I'm like, hey, look, I'm not trying to have no kids. This we're doing this for fun, like strictly for fun. Like we're dating for fun, we're going out for fun. We're not. I'm not trying to trap you into marriage or anything, huh?
Having sex for fun.
I mean, if we're doing different activities for fun, like sex is fun too sometimes, but we're doing different activities for fun. I'm not trying to hold you, like to keep you to, I don't know, I'm not trying to bring any drama, for one thing. Yeah, I can say that. I'm not trying to bring any drama. And a lot of men feel like, well, an older woman, she has her own car, she got her own house, she got her own, she has her own.
Not asking for much because she's established.
Exactly. We're not out for your money, not trying to be, a gold digger or whatever. If
we
you're
just
nice
want cuddling and a good cooked cucumber.
a nice stiff cucumber, not want to be in the refrigerator for 3 weeks. I mean, just a nice one. Y'all getting me to act up tonight. But anybody else want to talk about, being a cougar and Don, what you got to say? You had any men try to make you a cougar? Kim D or Bridget?
So is there a certain age to be classified as a cougar, or it just means the age that classifies you as a cougar?
I would say
you've been a cougar.
more than 10 years younger. Hey, you been a cougar?
Hey, been a cougar.
I'm asking, like, so what did you say? How many years younger?
Yeah, I'm just saying, have you had any experience with much younger men?
Not much younger. I've always dated older, but not much younger.
Okay.
Just
you
because.
don't know what you're missing, girl. You don't know what you're missing.
Well, I mean, it's just because, I don't know. My friends tend to be older than me. And so that just usually is where I kind of fall in because.
Right.
Yeah. So, but younger, I mean, I have dated some people younger than me, and I will say younger guys are a little bit are much more attentive, and
really?
yeah, they're much more attentive.
They call you in the morning, they call you at night. What you doing?
They really do.
That has not been my experience.
Well, girl,
yeah,
you
they're much
the
more
right kind of young.
When Dr. Fabulous said about they call you in the morning, they do. Because you know what? They got nothing else to do.
No, these be working men. They be working men, but they be trying to
not working hard. They're not working hard. They're not working hard because only they working on is trying to get into your pants. That's why they're more.
You know, I look. You know, I deal with executives, so I don't know.
Executives still have penises. They still trying to get your pants.
I deal with a lot of office men too. It's just the fact that they don't get their office work done because they're thinking about the that good cookie, that cookie jar, They want to grab a couple of cookies
out of cornbread and collard greens. Going to tell the truth.
No, I'm strictly cookie, baby. Cookie. I'm strictly cookie.
Dr. Feelgood said that it's more than 7 years. Is it 7 or more, Dr. Feelgood? Yes. Okay. So I've been a cougar then. Yeah.
I haven't been a cougar then.
Well, I was married. I was a cougar for 24 years. It was a beautiful thing.
Once you're married, you're not considered.
So you married him when he was 8?
Yeah, you don't grab that cub and you done made him a man. So no.
I'm kidding. That was to say that you look very young. That's what I was supposed to say. Don or Bridget, Anybody else have any cougaring experience? I just made that word up, cougaring.
Yes, that's wonderful. Cougaring.
Cougaring.
I know Nikki been a cougar.
Nikki, you been a cougar? Girl, tell us about it.
No, I've not been a cougar. No. No.
Nikki, you've never dated anybody 7 years or more younger than you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
So you've been to jailbait?
Yes, technically, yes.
Oh, so you've been the cub, not the cougar.
That's correct.
Okay.
We got you.
I'm not hating, girl. I'm not hating.
I'm not hating at all. Not at all. Not at all. All righty then. I'm gonna pass it over to Miss our favorite girl, Miss Chocolate Pearl.
Okay, y'all. I wasn't expecting that too soon. So let me remember what my question was. All right. Does being with someone younger or older makes a true difference in a sexual relationship? Now, answer. I know you don't have your hand up, but I need to know from my resident. I want to say ho, but
it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. I've learned that it can swing either way. You can either have a higher sex drive with an older partner, or a younger partner can be equally as high. So I guess it's all about that person's attraction to you.
Yeah,
I've had
I
to
agree.
where
I agree.
I've had to where there was someone who was much younger than me, that was very attracted to me, and she couldn't help but to get a piece of me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would go to parties where they called me cougar meat, and like I've literally had a woman go to my brother and be like, well, not my brother, but my homeboy, and was like, just tell Anson to let me suck his dick. Like, whoa. Like, what are you doing?
You about to have Dr. Fabulous choke. You about to have a choke over there.
But I mean,
Cucumber.
Dr. Phil, you supposed to bleep that out, Dr. Phil Good.
Look, Dr. Phil Good still on them good meds.
That's what it is. I see him over there nodding.
He's still on the meds from his knee surgeries. He ain't on point.
Definitely a true story. I mean, I've had older women, and this one was a grandmother. You know what I mean?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong being a grandmother now. Wait a minute.
She was a grandmother, probably a great grand. I
wait.
Right.
That was too far.
And she probably wagged your tail out, didn't she?
No, she didn't, because she kept talking. So why are you scared of me? I said, I'm not scared of you. I'm thinking in my head, I just don't want you.
Oh.
Okay, I know this is not my question, but I need to know, because I know everybody else want to know why you felt that why didn't you want her? What was wrong with that?